Greetings everybody. Here's another one of my vinyl finds of all kinds videos. I have a lot of stuff to show. I have LP albums and also 45s, and as I usually do when I make these videos, I'm going to leave the 45s until the end of the video. Need the light on over here. Okay, I'm going to start out with something that's not a record at all, really. I was at my flea market that I go to on Sundays, and I found this, and you know, this is a good example of when you pick up stuff you don't know if it's really necessary to get or not, but you're in the mode and you see something that's cheap enough. This was like $1, and it's this little thing that I found from the Blondie fan club. This is a certificate that says that this certifies that so-and-so, put your name here, is a member in good standing in the official Blondie fan club and is entitled to all club privileges, and it's signed by the members. So I'm a member of the Blondie fan club. How many years after the fact? So for $1. Okay, now we're going to get to the records. Okay, I'm going to be showing in this batch. There's a few albums here that are going to feature. I'm pretty sure Joan Jett is in some of these things, and some of the records in the 45s and things. I'm going to start with this one, and it's a good time, by the way, because Joan is going to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this Saturday, so it's really good timing too. Now this is the Runaways live in Japan. This is Japanese pressing, and it's got the Obi strip here. As you can see, I already had a copy of this many years, and it's hanging up on the wall, signed by how many of the members? 3 of the 4 girls. This is always cool, the way this looks, how you open it up and you get all of them standing up straight like that with the guitars. It's got a gatefold inside. There's Joan over there and the other girls over there. The inside this is different than the one I have. When I say I had one that was already signed, it's not a Japanese pressing. The one I have, it's I don't know what it is. Did it come out in America? Whatever it is, it's not Japanese, because this one has a clear little baggie here, and you can take out the booklet. And Runaways live in Japan. On the back of this, you have signatures and notations from the girls talking about thanks to all their Japanese fans. You know, the Runaways were very big in Japan. It was almost like Beatlemania in Japan. It's the one place where they got a lot of fame. And we got all the girls there in the booklet. It's funny, these actually come out like photographs, you know, and they got this on the back. You have the statistics or whatever you want to call it, statistics, favorite this, favorite that, you know, height, date of birth, all that kind of stuff. Lita Ford. You know, the other version of this that I have, the more common one, I guess you'd call it, has a booklet. The booklet has all of this in here, but it's in the form of a book. You know, this one is actually, as I say, it's like photographs. And there's Sandy West, unfortunately, who passed away. And I managed to get her autograph at one of the autograph shows before she died. And there's Jackie Fox. And last but not least, Joan Jett. And again, you know, all the vital statistics or whatever on the back. Gotta really get this stuff together here. You have, I guess these are lyrics. Might not be showing up too good here, but these are all, you know, Japanese lyrics and US lyrics. The Japanese and US. So this is nice to have. I was happy to find this. These will go back inside this little pamphlet thing. Okay, and I'll play with this and put it away. That didn't come out right, did it? But I'll put this away and later on. Here's an album I got by the Shielles. I love the Shielles, but this is a really nice cover. It says, the Shielles sing their songs in the great movie It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. And that's a shot from the movie Mad, 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 Mad World. This needs an inner sleeve. There's no inner sleeve here, no white paper sleeve. Scepter Records. I always like that label. Okay, this is a upgrade, you'd call it. This is an album, Edie Brickell and New Bohemians, Shooting Rubber Bands at the Stars. This, I was lucky to get this in cellophane. It's got the hype sticker on there, talking about the hit song What I Am and Circle, and some other ones too. This is an album I liked when it came out. And I always say whenever I show this, this reminds me of my ex-wife. I mean, this was very big when we were first together. So, brings back a lot of memories too, and it's a good album. Okay, camera's, looks like it's bumping again, maybe a little. I don't know. Okay, this needs to be clean. I can feel the dirt on it, so I'm going to have to take my famous Formula 409 spray. This is Little Richard is Back. Little Richard is Back. I think this is... re-recordings, I think. It's an album that I haven't played yet. And what's interesting is that this is on VJ. You know, Little Richard on VJ, so... Don't you hate when you get albums and they're like practically like new, but even when sometimes you can buy an album brand new and the corner will be like that when you get it. But this is original VJ inner sleeve. Record is in need of a cleaning. VJ label. I thought it was an interesting item. Okay, so now for something completely different out of the records that I'm showing. This is not a music record at all. It's Boris Karloff in the Inner Sanctum. So, you know, I'm a horror fan, and I love Karloff, Lugosi, Chaney Jr. There's a radio broadcast. So this is good. Mayhem Behind the Creaking Door. So you get this Halloween time on the Radiola label. Now, I said I was going to be showing more Joan Jett in this. Here's another one. This is the movie she did in 1987 with Michael J. Fox, which is missing in action these days on DVD for some reason. Maybe it's a music rights issue. I don't know. I still have an old VHS tape somewhere, I think, of this, if I didn't throw it out already. This is in shrink. I have a copy of this sealed, actually, you know. So this is a double, you know. This is a good playing copy. It's got, you know, the hype sticker. It's got... can't find it. This only costs $3.99. So, okay. Here's another movie soundtrack. We got another movie soundtrack coming up. This is a movie that is called The Big Country. It's a western starring Gregory Peck and Charlton Heston and Burl Ives. Chuck Connors is in it. Gene Simmons. I like this movie. I have it on DVD, and you know, I got this for free. My record store guy just said, "Yeah, take it," and it's in great shape. It's on the Black United Artists label, which I always loved that label, and it's like brand new. It looks like it's never been played. Okay, now Elton John. Here's an Elton John album. Elton John, Greatest Hits, Volume 3, 1979 to 1987. I made a video, several videos back, if you look, talking about culling the record collection, you know, going down and liquidating and taking stuff out that you don't really need. Oh, the train's coming through, folks. Morning train. You gotta love it. But anyway, got the cellophane on it. It's in great shape. Record's in great shape. And yeah, so culling the collection. And I said when it comes to Elton John is a good example of an artist. Personally, I think I just want the hits. Greatest Hits Volume 1, 2, and 3. And Also, the whole album of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I think that does me well for Elton. So, okay, now I got a couple more LPs. We did Little Richard, now we're doing Chuck Berry. This is called More Chuck Berry. It's funny because it's not an original, I'm sure of that, because of the label, but it's funny, the record cover is very thick cardboard. I mean, it's one of those, it seems like an original cover. The label itself is on chess, but it's, you know, this kind of like reissue looking chess label. Anybody who knows more about these things can tell me what I've got here. It almost strikes me as if it's a reissue record in an original cover, but I don't know. Okay, you gotta have this. The Great 28, Chuck Berry. Again, talking about liquidating the collection, I have a Chuck Berry hits album. It's got a black cover. Maybe a lot of you know it. The cover's black, and there's a lot of the titles of all the songs are in different colors. But I'm going to get rid of that and put this in there instead, which is more comprehensive. Okay, so that does it for the LPs, but now we go to the 45s, for those that like 45s. And the first one, at least, I think is an interesting piece. Okay, this is, let me get it together here, a record on Dot Records, called The Fang. Anybody know The Fang? I never heard of The Fang until this showed up in my record store, and it's a story behind this. It's by a guy called Norvus, who did a lot of funny songs, I guess. And it's a kind of weird song about an alien coming down from Mars and grooving with the chicks and everything, then going back home. So what happened was this record came in, and when I used to hang out at my record store, I used to play it in there with the guy who works there, and we got into a routine. It became tradition that every time I came in, he had this record hidden on the side, and we'd have to play it. It's a really weird song, and the whole customers would be like, what the heck is this? And we'd play it. It would be a tradition. It was like our record to play. So he hid it on the side, and any time I'd come in, we'd play it. But what happens is, after like doing this for about a month or so, it turned out that a customer came in and said, "Oh, I really want to buy that record. Next time I come in, I want to buy that. I like it." So I bought it. So I mean, you know, I couldn't let it go. So that's the story. Sorry. Okay, this is Bob Dylan's Slow Train, 45 picture sleeve. I like that album, and there's a song that I like from it. Here's Debbie Harry, back to the Blondie type of thing. This is Rush Rush. It's a song from the movie Scarface. I see some glare happening. Movie Scarface with Al Pacino. You can hear the song in the club scene in the movie. One of my favorite songs by Laura Branigan, Self Control. I don't know. I know I have this on a 12-inch single. I don't know if I had the picture sleeve of it. So when I find the picture sleeve for cheap, I add it to my collection. Back to Joan Jett again. This was a good find. I already had this. This is You Don't Own Me and I Love Rock and Roll, but the version of I Love Rock and Roll here is not the one that became the hit that everybody knows from Joan and the Blackhearts. This is Joan Jett with Steve Jones and Paul Cook, I believe, of the Sex Pistols, doing an early version of this, so I think 1979 maybe. So it's different, and this particular one I got for like $5, this thing, which is pretty good deal. And I already had a copy of this. I got this picture sleeve elsewhere, but it's a bonus because this one is on the Vertigo label, and it's made in Holland. I'm not sure where the one I have is from, the old one. I've had it since 1982. I found that. I still kept it. I think mine might be a UK pressing, or I think it's a different label. So it's not. Since it was cheap enough, it was good to get this twice. It's a good piece to have. But as a bargain, I might also have a different pressing. So it's not like just a strict repeat. Okay, 1980s. The Eurythmics with Annie Lennox, Dave Stewart. Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, great song. I always talk about that year, 1983, which to me personally is the last truly great year for music. I was out going to the clubs and having a good time and collecting all the new type of, 80s releases then. A lot of good music in 1983. Okay, this is a reissue, excuse me, I didn't mean reissue. This is, sorry folks, this is all live, This is a repeat. I have this many times, but this was a 45 in really great shape. It's Jan and Dean. It's the Baby Talk single, which I love that song. One of my favorites from that era. And I got another nice copy here. Okay, so we're going back and forth in the years here, all over the place. This is Kim Wilde, Kids in America. This is a good example of what I spoke about in my liquidating video. I have the album of it that has this on it, or I had. I don't need the whole album. This is the only song I really like, so I got rid of the album and I got the 45 here instead. So this is another repeat. This is I bought this again because this is in really good shape. This is Wild One by Bobby Rydell. And I always talk, I had this single already I found with the picture sleeve. The other song is called Little Bitty Girl. It's the B-side, but when I was a kid my mother had this record and I didn't know what was the A-side and what was the B-side, so I played this Little Bitty Girl single all the time on a Cameo label, and this is like a really nice shape. Now the copy that I have of this already is actually signed by Bobby Rydell. Okay, so while this one is minty and the other one is not as minty, the other one is signed. So I win again there in both ways. Let's see, what do we got here? Here's Sinatra. Now Frank Sinatra, again I will talk. I'm done through and completed pretty much collecting Frank Sinatra now. I've got a lot of records by him, maybe 60 LPs or something like that, and I only played a few of them. Haven't played all of them yet. But whenever I see something interesting like this, like a really nice condition EP, I'm going to pick it up. Session with Sinatra. I figure, what the heck? I like interesting things. I have nice condition albums of Capitol and Reprise and Columbia. But if I find like 10-inch, some good 10-inch stuff, or, singles or EPs, I like to collect it. Okay, this is, again, I bought this mostly for the cover. I know, this is, again, really minty looking. Brenda Lee, That's All You Gotta Do, and I'm Sorry. This is really in good shape. There's a little writing on the corner, but a collection came in of old 45s that was really. That's where a lot of these came from. The oldies that I'm showing here. These oldies ones that I'm showing came from that collection. The person really took care of the records, and it sometimes cannot resist. This is going to be the last item in this video. It's from that same collection. And it's Dion Run Around Sue. Again, this thing is like, it's so new, you could swear you just went to the record store and picked it up. Run Around Sue. Again, unfortunately, a little writing there. What are you going to do? Can't quibble with that. On the Lori label. Really in great shape. It's weird holding a 45 that looks like it just was printed today. Even though you got the little sticker there, number sticker, 22. Well, that's it, folks, and this went a little longer than I hoped. I like to keep them short, but what I try to do anyway is, if it's going to be long, I try to keep it moving, a little bit, and try to come up with some stories and tidbits so it's not too boring. Thanks for watching, everybody.